Murdoch was enjoying his new life on the island of Sodor. He enjoyed the open stretches of countryside, rumbling quietly along with heavy goods trains. I've never seen an engine pull so many trucks before. I think I saw you taking some of James's trucks too. He did not! The red engine did not want to admit that he did indeed need the big engine's help. Have you ever pulled coaches before? Peeped Percy. Murdoch smiled. Only once or twice when there was no other engine available. It certainly made a nice change, but that hardly sounds dignified, interrupted Gordon. Only express engines like me can pull coaches. You'd never see a slow freight engine pull the express as well as I can. The other engines frowned. Murdoch, however, just quietly subsided and fell asleep. A few days later, the Fat Controller arrived at the sheds. Jordan has crashed into Farmer McCall's field. He'll be all right, but he needs to go to the works, and I need an engine to take the express. James and Henry looked at him eagerly. Not you two, an engine I can spare. I could arrange for Borco again, or perhaps. The Fat Controller looked around, and his eyes landed on Murdoch. Could you take the express today? If you want me to. Splendid. Off you go, Murdoch. It's due out soon, so hurry along to the station. Murdoch was abashed, but agreed. The passengers were surprised to see the big engine bagging down onto their train. They made such a fuss over him that the guard had trouble getting them on board. They should be fussing over me. Just because he's big, strong and orange doesn't mean he's the greatest engine ever. I bet he can't go faster on branch lines like I can. You never know. He could do both and pull all your trains for the day as well, teased Thomas. Would you like a helping push, Murdoch? No, thank you, smiled Murdoch, as his massive driving wheels began to move. Thomas watched in amazement as the big engine pulled slowly and grandly out of the station. Murdoch was making good time along the main line. The coaches trundled happily behind him, more smoothly than any truck did. He was puffing hard, but his driver was concerned. I'm worried about the hill, old boy. Shall we get Edward to push us? No need, as long as the passengers don't mind me slowing down. Murdoch reached the bottom of Gordon's Hill and slowly began to climb. The heavy coaches began to hold him back, but Murdoch knew what to do. This is what I was made for, he puffed to himself, and slowly but surely he hauled the express over the top. Henry, who was coming from the other end, was amazed and also a bit jealous. Soon Murdoch tiredly puffed into the workstation. Goodness me! We wasn't expecting to see you at the express, Murdoch. I'm all late. Not at all, Murdoch, said the Fat Controller, walking out of one of the coaches. Right on time and excellent work. I didn't know you could pull coaches so well. After what I've seen, I'm going to keep you on express duties until Gordon comes back. Murdoch felt flattered, but also very worried. Neither the Fat Controller or Peter Sam noticed it. Murdoch continued to pull the express for the rest of the week. But then, late one evening, the engines arrived back at the sheds to find Murdoch wheezing heavily. What's the matter, Murdoch? Murdoch tried to reply, but he didn't have the energy. He's fine. He's a big strong engine, isn't it? Shut up, James. Silence, boomed the Fat Controller. He turned to Murdoch. Well done again on your efforts with the express, Murdoch. You deserve a rest after a long week, especially since you'll be out first thing tomorrow with it. Murdoch stopped wheezing and took a deep breath. Sir, can someone else take the express?
Thomas and Percy peeped in surprise. But
But
you've done so well! The Fat Controller raised his hand for silence.
I've enjoyed pulling coaches again, sir, but I found it hard to get to the end of the line on time. It's such a fast train that I've been busting my boiler too.
I understand now, Murdoch. You prefer your long, slow goods trains, don't you? Murdoch felt sheepish and looked shyly at his buffers. Does this mean I can take the express now, sir? You can learn to accept your limits first, James, just like Murdoch here, and... He broke off, for Murdoch had fallen exhaustedly asleep.
Hi everyone, Thomas here to say, this video is intended for general audiences and older fans of the series. Believe it or not, we do actually exist. On that note, enjoy the fucking video, you sons of bitches!